Uniquely satisfying sensation. Increasing frustration. Intentionally misleading. Opportunities for finest assortment. To communicate differently. A writer writes not because he is educated, but because he is driven by the need to communicate. Behind the need to communicate is the need to share. Behind the need to share is the need to be understood. Leo Roston. The remainder of experienced love, known before pride, no consequence, mattered love, welcome without sign, triumph, even surprise appeared that first evening, a long moment, look, hands, kiss, brow, chaste, innocent, softness, touch, ignited passion, the intensity of expression, love-making desired, slow and tender, swiftly rising, tide of passion, exhausted, weighted moment, cheek, bare chest, no guilt, complete harmony, deep satisfaction that claimed love, sweet and kind, enthusiastic and generous lover, wish nothing in comparison, shivered desire. The golden sun burned, wreaths of mist floating, the lake flat calm, a perfect day, the mountains basked in sunshine, becks running quietly, reluctant to disturb, quiet autumnal magic, the faith, the moment arrived, the welcome ushered, fussing over, ignoring completely, scarcely glanced direction, poured water whispered, high pressure, steam, water, seconds up, full steam, invented, the boat built, a real steamship, only miniature, bemused boat, looked perfect, sleek and gleaming, hours of loving care, despite prosaic motives, wanting invitation, experience unexpected, feeling of happiness, simply climbing. Purple dusk darkening to blue-gray, pushed sharp spires stood sentinel, the fading light beyond, the backdrop of bronzed hills circled the lake, all too soon, melt into forbidding black, there was no sound, crunch, shingle slipped water shifting, a faint swish dip deep, midnight, the best time, dawn come up to feed, holes haunt, lie between islands, good hoped, quiet prattled important, don't frighten, keen to prove worth, scathing tones, told plan still rankled, if heaven a dying trade, this lake won't make out of it, little enough, a good place, sell them on. This humming sound, announced exasperated sighs, then a bubbling whisper, yelled, warning growl, gulped, aghast, burbled, barked, bleating, chorused, temples throbbed, humming twisted, short, sharp cries, sharp cracking, screamed, shuddering, repeated cracking, sharply remarked, heard a grinding thud, silence, tumbled nosily, listened, heard a word, whispered, inevitable humming, stealthy rustle, a short silence, calm and clear, gasped, laughed, whispered, heard the words, growled with annoyance, a breathless apprehensiveness, absorbing the impact of the sound. Days alone. A kind of peace, a world of sun and silence, soft green trees and gentle lapping of water. It had rained hard, hammering warmly and deeply, surprisingly refreshed. The sun, the rain-washed new day, lifted spirit, bathed pink and gold glory of early morning. The sight crisp and clear, invigorated, familiar surroundings grown fond, comforted, urged bubbling spirits set, trying mysteries, once so painstaking, listened carefully, shuddling entirely, water twinkle, water steam, filthy, exhausted efforts, small failure, demoralized completely, tear swelled, heart overflowed, what reason to go on? Bursting thick overgrowth, tearing clinging branches, in eagerness to reach. The roar of water tumbled down into the lake below, the sound of hot blood pulsing. Before lay the ruins, which produced cotton, rich power of need, lying back on the soft pillow of lush green moss, beautiful in life, stopped, stricken, sudden uncertainty attempted to process, vanish, gone. Beautiful life, vanished, a shaft of sunlight firing, quickly cooling, love like fire, would never cool. Especially for the occasion. Grey and white glinted in the sunshine. Long windows mirror the blue of lake and sky. The shore clusters, winter bare branched beneath shelter. A carpet of white snowdrops shyly flower. Bright spots of color against pale green lawn. Unseasonably in honor of this special day, without noticing, proclaiming loudly, perfectly worn out, all come to welcome home, which sadly echoed fact, not returning from the front, never again. Killed together on the sun, the carnage. A delicious warmth, warm with affection. Comfortable and cheerful. First impulse. Sinfulness. Physical persuasion. A gesture of affection. Physically weighted. Real feelings. Calm, concerned, perfect, breathless moment. Experience the unbearable. Involuntary spasm. Extraordinary relieved. Reaching desperately. The sense of exposure. Heart ricochet. Believed in danger. Cried despairingly. A paternal manner. Inappropriate moment. Some deep instinct warn. Suspicion. The sudden outburst of concern. Dreadfully disappointed. A genuinely repentant attitude. Dread and misgivings. Glare shocked. Great anguish. Contemplated. An airless, sultry heat. Irritated further. Perfectly reasonable. Deteriorating emotional state. Merely relief. Cease to console. Communicate, to impart, to give, to bestow, confer, to confer, conferred, to consult together, to give, bestow, bestow, to gift, to present with, present, to introduce, one person to another, to show, to give, or bestow, to nominate to benefice, to point, introduce, or aid, to present, to lay charge before a begun, to make known, to commence, to being into endurance, to take the first step, to begin. Begun, to commence, to enter on. Enter, to go or come in or into, to come on stage, to begin, start, with for, to register as an entrant, to come or go into, to pierce, penetrate, organization, to join, to insert, proposal, to submit, began, to record, begun, an item, to commence, in a diary, to take the first step, to begin. First, unpersonal thing that is first, the beginning, the winning place, as in race, the highest award in a university degree, before all others in a series, foremost, as in rank, equality, before anyone or anything else. Series, a succession of things, sequence, a coming after, succession, series, succession, a following in order, lineage, order arrangement, method, relative position, sequence, tidiness, rules of procedure, a religious fraternity, an honor of decoration, an instructional command, to arrange, to command. Command, to order, to govern, to have at one's disposal, to have chief power, arrangement, order, method, authority, relative position, sequence, tidiness, rules of procedure, a religious fraternity, an honor of decoration, an instructional command, to arrange, to command. Arrange, to put in order, to prepare for, to plan, to adjust a musical work, arrange different instruments, relative position, sequence, tidiness, rules of procedure, a religious fraternity, an honor of decoration, an instructional command, to arrange, to command. Command, to order, to govern, to have at one's disposal, to have chief power, to rule, order, to regulate, authority, to influence the action, regulate, to adjust by rule, to direct. Direct, straight, express, sincere, to point or aim at, to show, to conduct, to order, to instruct, to address a letter. Instruct, to teach, to advise, to give instruction, teach, taught, to instruct, to inform, to give instruction, tell, to enlighten, to teach, to give information to the told, in accusing another, to relate, to explain, to report, to make clear, to inform, to expound, to bid, to account for. Clear, bright, shining, limpid, fair, plain, shrill, manifestly, to make clear, to free from suspicion. Manifestly, evidently. Evident, clear, plain, understandable. Understand, to comprehend. Comprehend, to understand. 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 War was not predicted, the painful desires unbidden, day or night triggered, sight made appearance, providing a much longed welcome, the very idea isolated, many occasions longed rough common sense, and blunt good humor, despite real sense of betrayal, missed visiting, filled with fear, all hope past now, where it is best to leave them. Closer to hatred, right and proper, sorely tired, understood only, failed to achieve status in this world, needed wealth and influence, order to command, degree of respect and obedience, invite recommend, magistracy certain, one night undermined, a lifetime striving, near contempt, rather strong point of view, life treating badly moment, little comfort found, apoplectic fit, discovered note, borrowed to marry, appreciated assistance, addition price provisions, rising damped prices, winced struck, afraid as much dare, more lose customers, beside. Flushed with guilt, pressed hand, to back a gesture, indicating very deep weariness, burst a sorry wish, time trying, lifted full from range, ran to help, forgotten night, always took on, here let, our look worn out, put up a bit, more peculiar in life, hated to confess, weakness a sin, time put up no arguments, sat down, a sweet surge, giggling infectiously, scampered to escape, ministration stings, laughing caught, once squirming, safe. I'm a great believer that any tool that enhances communication has profound effects in terms of how people can learn from each other and how they can achieve the kind of freedoms that they are interested in. Bill Gates. Several voices, murmuring, chatting, talking animatedly, talking outspoken views, speaking babble of talk, repeated, voice of the commentator, to speak civilly, total clarity, calm steady, authorities, let's talk, communicate, an opinion reinforced, conversation, erupted like a volcano, into a great lava flow of words pouring them out, the voice piped and wavered, the effort of a word, whispering stated, the endless boasting or the amended speeches. Is it so obvious? Asked tentatively. Understand the words. Speak sweetly. Speaking terms. Asked. Warned. Shouted firmly. Extraordinary. Answered shyly. Raising conversation firmly. Replied. Shouted politely. Shouted. Whispered. Kindly whispered. Repeated. Voice choked. Speaking slowly and carefully. Speaking gently. Insistently. Talked endlessly. Gasped. Own voice terrified. Sending shockwaves. Lack of response. Dazed and helpless. Replied. SHHHH. How about that? First words that were carefully polite. Uncharacteristically unguarded response. Babble of voices. An expression of total amazement. She finished. The door was unusual. Something was wrong. The much dreaded relapse. Broke run. Flew up steps. What is it? Kindly hold off hands. Led with tender care. Not expected. Gaze dawning horror. Tiny figure lying still. Sponging frail body. Cool water. Took sick this morning. Whiny. Why? Roaring in her ears. Felt unease. World collapsing. Voice distant. Hushed. Respectful. Filled with fear. Cruel grip. Only one. Sent doctor. Down fever fast. All day. Epidemic large. Outbreaks. Struggled words. Long way. One thought dominated. Why? In this minute. This dire warning. Made no respond. Engrossed in holding breath. The longest breathe. That nature forced. Dizzying kiss. Cheek upon chest. A sigh of blissful contentment. Rapid beat of heart. Lifted fraction. Full benefit. Bewitching eyes. Glowing gold with desire. Tip-tilted bluntness of deceptively. Demure claimed. Proved stubborn. Averse the kiss. Repeated. Admitted wryly. The romantic experiment. Delightful new sensations. Situated fire. Stored to sweeten. The hustle of streets. Overcrowded. The start of season. Easter tradition. Owners checking craft. Scraping varnishing leaning oily. Replenished engine. Fired. Seized. Pumps set working. Brasses cleaned. Polished. Shone like gold. The job loved best. Sleeves rolled up. Hands a mess. Grease and dirt. Happy times. Moving all. Up. Ease back. I over beloved boat. Elegant pride. I. A simple hard work do well in experience. Ease of money to make. First place slip through fingers like water. Context. The setting of a passage of text. Setting. Descent below horizon. hardening of plaster, environmenting of the gym, environ fitting to music, conditions and a background scene that influence our development, surrounding that of plots and environment generally in plural. Environment, conditions and surroundings that influence our development and that of plants and animals. Condition, physical state of health. Case, stipulation, illness, circumstances. Accustomed to stipulate, to make familiar, to make by use, to make accustomed, familiar, well acquainted, friendly, common, well known, acquaint, presumed to make to know, an intimate, to inform, a spirit said to assist, a witch, to tell, to enlighten, to teach, to give information, to make clear, in accusing another, instruct, to teach, to advise, to give instruction, advice, to counsel, to warn, to counsel, to deliberation, consider, advice, design, advise, a barrister, to counsel, to advise, to warn, to recommend, inform, to deliberate, to consider, to enlighten, to teach, to give information, to numbers, to relate, in accusing another, to explain, relate, to tell, to narrate, to refer, narrate, to tell or relate, tell, told, to number, to relate, to explain, relate, to tell, to narrate, to refer, to trace back, to submit, a matter, to another person, refer to, assign, to appeal, to elude, refer, to trace back, to submit, a matter, to another person, assign, to designate, to appeal, to elude, designate, to point out, to name, to mark, to appoint or nominate for a position, to fix, to nominate, fix, to make fast or trim, to settle, to appoint, to direct one's eyes steadily at something, to repair, to arrange or influence a result, a dilemma, to fix, to nominate, to name, to designate, to appoint to an office or post, to propose someone as a candidate thing as for an election, title, mark, a visible sign or stamp, eminence, token, aim, a cross made instead of a signature, a symbol, a punctuation mark, a grade for academic work, impression, influence, the basic monetary unit of German weapon, to intend, to endeavor, to level or direct as a firearm, intention, intent, purpose, to design, to have in mind as an aim or purpose, end or aim, design, intention, to propose, aim, to point with a weapon, to intend, to endeavor, to level or direct as a firearm, intention, endeavor, purpose, effort, attempt, to try, aim, to strive, to point with a weapon, to intend, to endeavor, to level or direct as a firearm, intention, purpose, to design, to have in mind as an aim or purpose, end or aim, design, intention, to propose, to offer for consideration, to make a proposal, to propose, consider, to think on, to ponder, to weigh up, to examine, to scrutinize, to inquire into, to question witness, to test, question, an interrogation, inquiry, discussion, to ask a question, to doubt, to interrogate, to waver, to question, to suspect, to believe, to be uncertain, suspect, suspicion, mistrust, to conjecture, a suspected person, conjecture, supposition, to surmise, supposition, assumption, surmise, assumption, act of assuming, the thing assumed, assume, to take for granted, to usurp, to claim more than is usurp, to seize and hold without right, seize, to lay hold of forcibly, to apprehend, to attack, as fear, apprehend, to take hold of, to arrest, to fear, to understand, to comprehend, to understand to comprehend to understand to comprehend to understand to comprehend. Inspiration struck, ripples were spreading, hungry for orientation, once intense, gradually came closer and closer, restoring balance. This charming scene remained unlocked, the perfumed air, kind and gentle and thoughtful, all became a dream, secure, safety, torrents of love, communicate, savage and effective, a faint impression, alone at last, fame frustration, soothe, the curious impression, twined and weaved, subdued, conviction of terrible, flipping endlessly, deserved complication, Beloved burden. Blessed instant. Possible perps. No objections. Higher authority. Obedient. The memories faded. Pink and gold against the sky. Dull and unimaginative. Lonely life. Change the situation. The more ill-natured flowers hissed, not to tremble. Concentrated activity. Dappled glade. With nature soothed. Depleted flat. There's something wrong. Reconciliation. Twisted and turned. And vice versa. Communication of distinction. Escaped assignation. Indignantly. Standing together. In abundance. Eliminated the position. Swelling regardless. Silence. Quite dreadfully. Determined briskly. Very fortunate. Memory and ream slipped away. Attractive spectacles. Almost hidden. A vision from heaven. Smile warmed. Suspicious eyes. Unblinkingly. Still flashing. Hesitated caution. Shifting and weaving. Nodding. Warm raindrops splashed. Air of watchfulness. Relieved glances exchanged. Side to seeing it. Excitedly shaking. Intermittently horrified. Looked apprehensively. Seeing the expression squirmed. They appeared genuinely happy. Shaking her head. He sobbed. Crumpling gently.